What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Trey, and I got some more game for y'all today. Now, I haven't done an episode of connecting with creators in a very long time, but today I got a pretty special guest for you. His name is Hayes Fawcett, and he is a newsbreaker. He's a content creator. He's a recruiting analyst and a graphic designer. A little bit of everything. Welcome to the channel, Hayes Fawcett. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Trey? I appreciate you for having me, man. I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Man, and I look forward for, I'm happy that you came on. I'm looking forward to it as well. The first thing that I want to get into for people who don't watch college football, don't really know about the college football landscape, and don't really know who you are, how about you tell me about who you are and what you do?
Man, so obviously my name is Hayes Fawcett. Um, I grew up in Louisiana, and you know, I grew up in a family. I have five brothers, all big sports, played sports, big fan of sports, and that kind of led me into the career path that I was, blessed to be in today, which is, like you said, being a national recruiting analyst for On3, where I break news and make graphics for recruits whenever they will announce their top schools, their commitment, their decommitment, their transfer commitment, etc. So that's pretty much a short little glimpse of who I am.
Okay. Now, how were you able to break into really break into the media world and the whole industry as a newsbreaker, recruiting analyst, and all the things that you do?
Man, so I tell this to people all the time. Um, I'm not gonna say it happened by accident, but I didn't even really know what I was doing, if I'm being honest with you. So the way I started was I was in probably the seventh grade in middle school, and at the time I was a ball boy for our local high school team. And a lot of those guys on the team, you know, I looked up to them, wanted to be in that same position one day. And like I said from the start, I've always been a big football fan, just a big sports fan in general, right?
Yeah.
So one summer, I was like on my phone, made a little Instagram account, started following like sports pages, and I saw these cool like edited photos. And I was like, man, like I want to get into this. Like I want to try to do something with this. So anyway, I had a buddy of mine actually had a jailbroken phone, and one of the apps that I needed costed money, and he jailbroke the phone and like got it for free on his thing. So I started like messing around on like his phone because we were on a trip, and I liked it. So then like I asked my mom or whatever if she could buy it for me, and she bought it for me. And um, just from then on out, it's just been like a lot of like just having fun with it. Like I'd mess around on my phone. I mean, I did graphics on my phone for about 6 or 7 years before I made the switch to Photoshop about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Um, and that's pretty much really it. I mean, I started getting a little bit better. Um, and then like it's like 2017 maybe. I I like stumbled upon a five-star recruit. I didn't really know how recruiting worked back in the day. I just remember
Right.
like watching the Army All-American game with my dad and like seeing these prospects have like hats lined up on the table, and the whole like art of them choosing school really intrigued me at the time. So that was kind of always in the back of my head. So anyway, I found the recruit, started working closely with him, and at the time on Twitter and IG,
Mm-hmm.
the way people would announce their commitments was they would like screenshot a message from the notes app and just post it or just tweet a regular statement. I'm committed to Ohio State, right? So anyway, I came into it, started doing these like graphics on my phone, and I started noticing these recruits started using it for their commitments. And I didn't really know, I'm not gonna say the gold mine, but I didn't know like what I really had at the tip of my fingertips at the time because I had the news before it was being put out there, and it gave me the opportunity to break the news. But back then, I would let them like post it, and then I would like post it like a week later, which obviously wasn't the smart thing to do. Should have posted it right after they committed. But anyway, um, and I mean, really, since then on out, it's just really grown, and I, was lucky and blessed enough to kind of be the guy that started it, and make it a thing. And really from then on out, it's just got bigger and bigger. And, here I am today.
Hey, I love that. I love that. So like you said, it kind of happened by chance. Like you put yourself in a position and not intentional. Like you were just a ball boy. And then from there, you just took advantage of each opportunity. And I like that. So I was gonna ask you like my next question was like, why did you choose college football? But then you got into that. You said you met like a highly rated recruit. And I can kind of resonate with that a lot too, because this is on Trey God Game. This is my OG channel when I started making motivational videos back when I was back in 2020 during the pandemic. And I just wanted to like do something because like I feel like my purpose in life, Hayes, is to inspire people. So I did that through Trey God Game. And then last spring, so spring 2023, I started making car videos and stuff because like I'm into cars. And then it's crazy, like Trey Talks Ball, my other channel, I made that. And you low-key inspired me to make that because I made that channel in the fall because I looked through my, the Instagram Explore page. I looked at
Yeah.
my Instagram Explore page and like all I consume is like car content, college football content, football, like sports content in general, like cooking stuff. And my thing was if I consume something so much, like if I got freaking 6 to 8 hours of screen time just for me looking at all this content, why not produce it? Like if I'm producing it, I'm saving my like I'm not just wasting my time. And I was
Yeah.
like, yo, I really liked your commitment graphics and everything last year because I started getting into college football recruiting. I was like, whoa, what if I could be like the video version of this? Like, not just recruiting, but like talk about the sport as a whole. And then like that way, I'm actually getting something out of spending my whole Saturday watching college football all day?
Yeah, no doubt.
So I think it's really all about like just making the most out of like whatever opportunities you have in life, like whether those be big or small, you never know what they can turn into. Now, you told us how you started and where you're at right now, but how about you tell us where do you see Hayes Fawcett yourself and your brand? You're a brand now, Hayes Fawcett 3. Where do you see Hayes Fawcett 3 being in 5 years?
Man, that's a great question. And I think about this often, you know, especially with the way college football has constantly been changing. That's something you have to think about, especially with like the transfer portal and whatnot. But honestly, in the next 5 years, I obviously want to continue to have grown my brand more. That's first off. That's obvious. You want your brand to continue to grow. I
Yeah.
want to continue to get better at my craft, which is graphic design. Um, and I want to be able to work more efficiently. Those really are the main three things. And with that working efficiently thing, I really don't know how I'm gonna do that. Maybe one day down the line I could get a team to help me out because I mean you've seen my content. It's a lot of graphics. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. You know, so maybe one day down the line, maybe eventually get a team together to help me out. Um, but yeah, those are the three things that I kind of want to see happen in the next 5 years.
Okay. And you kind of talked about your graphics and like how many you've made and things like that. And you pretty much get better at each one that you make. I remember you said in the group chat that we're in, you said you use what is it? What is it? Something, oh, Superimpose X, right?
Yeah.
That's something that you use. And it's crazy. Like, I don't know if you use it on like your laptop or your phone, but that's an app that I've had for like about 3 years that I've used on my phone. Are you doing these like on your phone?
So it's actually like a mix. I'll do
Okay.
parts of it on my phone, parts on my computer. Um,
Mm,
but yeah, Superimpose X has definitely been one of my most used apps for sure. Like I before I got a computer, I had an old phone
yeah,
that was like my graphics phone, and I had tons of editing apps on there. Like
yeah,
the way my process would work with the graphics on my phone, man, I had like 11 apps that I would switch back and forth between on one graphic, and I'm
yeah.
sure that takes a lot of time
No,
switching back
for
and
sure.
forth, saving photos, all that stuff. So getting the computer has really been a big help. um, made me more efficient, like I mentioned earlier.
Hmm.
And uh, and
So
yeah,
yeah,
so
honestly,
that's yeah.
for me, I feel like when I first started, I still it's crazy. Like sometimes I use a camera. Sometimes I literally film the videos you see on my iPhone. I put it in 4K 60. Uh
Right.
Sometimes I have access to like an actual professional microphone. And when I don't, I got like a $25 microphone that I use and like gives me pretty good audio and things. And what I realized, like, it's not about the resources that you have, it's about the amount of time and attention to detail you're willing to put into what you're doing. Um, when it comes to your content and how you create your graphics and everything like that, you were telling me like it's not that you're Hayes Fawcett, the graphic designer. You're Hayes Fawcett, the newsbreaker. You're Hayes Fawcett, the recruiting analyst, and you use these commitment graphics as a vessel to break the news. Use it as a bridge almost, right? So, have you thought about any other ways that you could also use as a vessel to accomplishing what your goals are, which is to deliver the news?
And so obviously the graphics, that's like the center of my brand. That's what I'm known for, right?
Yeah.
So I think that needs to stay consistent.
Hmm.
Um, but in terms of that, there's always new styles I can work on to, accomplish that. There's new techniques I can do to get my work done quicker and make them look better.
Hmm.
Um, I've also kind of thought about doing some motion graphics here and there, but I really do. I like the simplicity of the way a photo is. A
Simple.
lot. Yeah, just simple, gets the job done. Um, so that's always been a question in the back of my mind, especially as I get older. You know, I'm not gonna want to be spending as much time as I am now doing graphics all the time,
Yeah.
especially if I have kids and whatnot. Like that's a whole different story. But um, I know how time consuming these graphics are, and again, it's the center of my brand, so I have to keep doing it, and I like doing it. But yeah, I definitely see some more advancements in
Yeah,
my way of breaking the news.
for
Continuing,
sure.
yeah.
Speaking of advancements, and this is a huge thing in like all kinds of content, social media, everything now. What are your thoughts on how artificial intelligence is progressing in terms of content creation?
Man, I don't really like it, bro. And this is actually a point that's like crazy when you said that. Instagram is for some reason like bugging like crazy. It's been making me mad. There's
Yeah.
this new thing on Instagram when you post something
Made
and
with
they
AI?
yes, dude,
Okay.
on like four of my graph or not four, probably I don't know, at this point it's been like 20 plus. It says made with AI. I don't touch AI at all. Do all my
Yeah.
work, on my phone and computer. Um and that like makes me mad. My girlfriend had like texted me about it. She was like, "Wait, you're using AI?" I was like, "No, what the heck? You're even, noticing it saying that?"
Yeah.
And like as a graphic designer, that's looked down upon if you're using AI, and I'm not using AI at all.
Yeah. So it makes you look like it lets you
Yeah,
look
it
better
makes me
with that.
look, yeah. So like I really don't like that. I've been trying to experiment and trying to find ways for it not to say that. Because on some of them it'll say it and some of them it won't when I'm doing the exact same process.
Yeah.
But anyway, in terms of AI, I'm not a big fan of it. Takes away jobs, um, just a lot of different things like that. So overall, I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, I think AI, like most things, it can have its pros and its cons. Like I feel like if you're using it as a tool, like how you said you use the graphics you made as a vessel to really get to what you want to do, which is delivering the news. I feel like if you use it as a tool to help you with something, it can be a good thing. But if you're overly leaning on that, it's not a good thing at all. So like I've used AI in terms of I have an app called Captions. It's an app on my phone. So after I edit a video, like the shorts that you see me post, like those 60-second or less videos on Instagram,
Oh
I'll
yeah,
edit the video myself, no AI, no anything. I'll send it to my phone and I'll put it on captions. Captions in like less than like 3 minutes just generates the entire closed caption for every word I say. Then I can go there, I can like change the font, I can correct words that get wrong, stuff like that. And it's a really good tool. But then also I see like there's also other settings that I haven't touched on there that like can create scripts for content creators, like things that they say. And you know, like the college kids are using what's that called? Chat GPT,
Yeah,
things like
yeah,
it's not really gonna help you in the long haul. Because like, say for example, if I started today on like whatever content I was doing, and I was using AI, and I was like, AI, make me a script talking about the 1997 Mark IV Toyota Supra. And it gave me all these facts and all these details and everything that are technically correct. It takes out like the human element out of it. Like you don't really
yeah.
have that much of a personality.
No, for sure. However, like I didn't really know like the captions thing was like AI
Yeah,
necessarily. Like I like that though. I like that.
yeah.
You know,
It's
in
super
terms of
fast.
that, I think that's cool and efficient for like video creators like you. But
Yeah,
like graphic designers, if you're just like AIing like 5-star Jeremiah Smith committing to Ohio State, like that's not cool, you know?
yeah, for sure. Speaking of 5 stars and the people that you've been able to meet through like your whole journey with creating content and with you becoming a newsbreaker, recruiting analyst, and everything that you've been able to do. Last year, you were actually at an event. I forgot exactly what event it was, but you were on ESPN. How was that? Like how was that experience?
Man, it was a great experience. So I got invited to go to the Under Armour All American game, which
That's
is
what it was.
home to some of the nation's top recruits dating back to I don't even know how long. You know, you had guys like Leonard Fournette, um,
Yeah,
a ton of NFL guys like Kyler Murray, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, it was a great event, man. I got to go out there. It was really my first time kind of showing my face, so it was
yeah.
like a like shock to a lot of people. You know,
Patriotville.
putting a name to the face. You know, so yeah, it was a great event. Got to meet a lot of people. We did that interview on ESPN. Man, I was nervous for that because they asked me before the game if I wanted to do it,
Yeah,
and I was really contemplating it because I've never, like I said, I've never shown my face. But after talking with a couple people and my parents, they're like, "Man, you can't pass up this opportunity. You got to do it."
got to.
Facebook on ESPN is crazy, right?
Yeah,
So I went ahead and did it. Um, the whole game, I was just kind of waiting on the moment, kind of like nervous or whatever, and got up there and they asked a few questions, and I feel like I answered the questions pretty well. So overall, it was a an experience I'll never forget.
yeah, for sure. And I'm glad that you took that experience to go ahead and like do like the face reveal and everything because at the end of the day, what bigger platform could you have done that on? You were on ESPN. Like, and then not like ESPN News, ESPN U, ESPN 2. You was on ESPN. And I feel like that's like a great opportunity that you were able to have. And then speaking of opportunities, you're currently working with I don't know like the exact details, but I know in some form you're currently working with On3, correct?
Yes, yes, I am. I've been working with On3 since it was actually created. Um, and man, it's been
Which was
a
when, by the way?
I think that was like 2021. I was a freshman in college when they hired me. Um,
Nice.
it was whenever like Quinn Ewers and Kate Klubnik and them
Yeah.
were rising seniors. So I think that was 2021. But
And then
yeah,
it's
no,
gotten so big. Like I was just telling one of my homies, I was like, yo, I was explaining who you were. And I was like, yeah, I'm interviewing this Hayes Fawcett guy. He works with On3. And he didn't know what it was. I was like explaining what it was. And I'm like, On3 I've gotten so big too. Like for somebody who's only been around, you said less than 4 years.
yeah, no doubt, man. It's been great working with them. Um, I mean, the guy that founded On3 is the founder of 24/7 Sports and Rivals. So he's
Yeah.
been on the block.
That's
We brought over a lot of talent from various sites, including Steve Wiltfong from 24/7 Sports. We brought
yeah.
over
He
Rusty Mandel, just a ton of big time names. It's been a blessing.
Yeah. Speaking of the people over on 3, one of my favorite I guess personalities to watch is JD Bakel. He keeps it a buck. I love hearing him talk about football. And I don't know what it is, but like hearing like Southern people talk about like college football just sounds so organic. You know what I'm saying? Did you see he just posted this an hour ago? This picture that he just posted?
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Now, that's crazy.
Legendary, bro. That's legendary.
Yeah, that's tough. I like that. I like that. So, what do you think it is about On3 that makes On3 just so different, so special?
Man, like I mentioned earlier, one, you have a tremendous leader in Shan Terry leading the whole company. It all starts. He's the nucleus of the company.
Yeah,
Uh, Starts with good leadership, and you have talent that works you know in the same umbrella, such as Steve Wiltfong, Chad
yeah,
Simmons, J.D. Piquel, Andy Staples, Josh Newberg. Man, it's a ton of great people to work with. Um, and that's what I value the most, man. I'm a big relationships guy. Formed a lot of good relationships with people of that company, and it's just a team effort. So I
yeah.
really enjoyed that.
Okay. And then I feel like one of the best things in my opinion from like watching On3 and really just getting into it within the last year, one thing that I got tired of a consumer of sports is the gimmicks, the fake debates, the back and forth, the saying things not because you believe them, but just to be like controversial for the clicks. And that's something I really enjoy when I watch like JD Piquel, when I see Andy Staples and those kinds of people talk. Like it's just you're just talking about ball. Like you already know the other channel, Trey talks ball. I talk about ball. I don't go on my way like take shots at this or take shots at that or like give some outlandish opinion, which is what I like about On3.
Yeah, no doubt. Nobody, says anything just for clicks. Like you said, just talking ball, giving their opinion,
Yeah.
um, and it's just a very genuine form of content.
Yeah, for sure. And that's always enjoyable. And then when it comes to like you just said being genuine, being honest, um got a quick question for you, Hayes. If you could go back and have a conversation with the version of yourself just before you started this whole journey to get to where you are now, what would you tell yourself?
Man, I would go back then and just have a conversation with my seventh grade self. I would just be like, look how far you've came. Simple
Yeah,
as that. I mean, like I mentioned before, when I first started, it was just a hobby, just for the love of the game. And those things still sit with me today and motivate me to keep going because at the end of the day, I love the game of football. I love what I do. I enjoy building relationships with student athletes as well as other people surrounding them. And my brand has always been about the trust and confidentiality since day one, and I'm proud of the way that I have kept that at the center um, of what I do. So overall, I would just go back and tell myself I'm thankful, my old self, that I'm thankful that I started doing this, and look how far you've came.
that's what it's all about, man. I feel like uh one of the biggest things, and I say this even before I started creating content, I always used to tell myself this when I was playing football in college and everything. Somebody told me this one day, and like it really stuck with me. I always said like, "Yo, as if I can just get 1% better every single day, like I'll be in such a great position from year to year, just like improving like the little things. You probably experienced it just like your graphics, for example. Like making one improvement every single graphic, like making one improvement every single day. And like you said, like just like taking it a day at a time. Um, on Trade Got Game, like I said, I believe my purpose to inspire people, but I believe like whatever we're doing, you can always inspire somebody in any form. Like you've inspired me with Trey Talks Ball, just seeing your graphics and everything like that. So once again, wanted to thank you for coming on. Thank you for inspiring me with my content and everything. And I'm quite certain that this interview and this video is going to inspire somebody else.
No doubt, man. That's what it's all about. I really appreciate you for having me on, and um, it was a great time getting to connect with you. And I hope everybody, like you said, can find some sort of inspiration from this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Guys, make sure you go and follow Hayes Fawcett on all his social medias. I believe it's Hayes Fawcett 3 on everything, right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
There we go. There we go. Thank you for coming on, Hayes. Thanks for your time. All right, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. And remember, always get 1% better every single day. Peace.